For me, my journey began with bodybuilding. And one of my favorite role models growing up was Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was so passionate and talked a lot about his visualization towards pumping the muscle. You know, his mountains or his biceps were like mountains, peaks, and that he would envision himself being at the top of the mountain, that he would be number one, so on and so forth. He had a strong ability of tying in his mind, his mindset, his vision, in turning it into a reality, manifesting it. And the craziest thing that I remember gathering from him as I was growing up and doing my very first bodybuilding competition was that he talked about using your mind as a tool to attract what it is that you desire. One of his popular quotes for me, at least at the time, that was super meaningful and is the basis of this video, is that where the mind goes, the body will follow. Now look, there's so much that could be said with just that statement alone. But for the topic of this video, I'm going to cover two bases. One being at the time when I first read it and learned about it, and then the second one being when I truly got to understand it on a more scientific level. Now, let's go with the first one. At the first time with bodybuilding, his idea of where the mind goes, the body will follow. How do you want to see yourself? How jacked do you want to be? How lean do you want to be? What is your poses going to look like on stage? What is the crowd going to sound like when you present yourself in your routine? Are you going to get goosebumps? Are you going to inspire your audience? So on, so forth. I could paint that picture left and right. And that's exactly what I did. Every time I did my cardio, every time I listened to my posing routine music, I would listen to it over and over and over again. Now, I didn't know anything about the mind or psychological development or any cool tricks like that to help enhance myself and quality of life. I didn't know anything about it. I just simply knew that I was hungry to do something great with my life. I was motivated. The lifestyle I had back then, I'll save for another video, but it was pretty pathetic. I was in Tampa, Florida. This is the year between 2005 all the way to 2009, early January. That time window, or 2008, I'll say, that time frame was really rough for me. And bodybuilding was one of my things. And a couple of my friends can vouch when I say I was a little obsessed, right? I would meal prep, I would eat oatmeal, I would go to the bathroom during my break at work at Albertsons, take tuna and some oatmeal, raw, like dry, and have a bottle of water, put it all in my mouth, mix it, because that's how dedicated I was. I was also pretty broke. But it was not only that I was dedicated, it's because I had a strong vision of how I wanted to see myself going on stage. My first bodybuilding show, right? I didn't know what to expect. I didn't care. All I knew is that when I step on stage with that Speedo, I want to see myself shredded and dominating my competition. That's all I knew. The music I had on, that's all I envisioned. That's all I played over and over and over. And guess what? I looked the best I've ever had at that time of my life. I felt so good. I learned about discipline. I learned about failing. I learned about losing in front of the crowd. I learned so many things, experiences, which is something I talked about in another videos. Experiences were gained and developed, and also a newfound awareness of who it is that I was and who I wanted to become. Going on the future now, with having a better understanding, which is why I want to talk about this in this video, is that if you put your mind on the things that you desire, you will have a higher likelihood of seeing it turn into a reality or manifest. The thing is, sometimes we are overwhelmed with distractions. A lot of things that are taking place, social media, you got people's perspectives towards you, depending on your age too, because I'm a little older, and believe it or not, a little bit older means you have more stressors because you have a lot more expectations and demands from old programming placed onto you to set the desired outcome, right? To have a standard in a sense. I'm an adult male, I need to be a male figure, I need to set the tone, set the standards, do this, do that, all these ideas that were flushed down into my head is starting to come out little by little, layer by layer, because I'm trying to define what my life is. I'm trying to create the desired life that I want. And I'm letting you know that to have more attention spent on that versus scrolling on social media, engaging with what everyone else is doing, looking all the time at other people's success and how they are to achieve their goals. All this other shit is distractions, guys. The news, all that other stuff that are popping in the media or in the news, all of that is distractions. I'm saying it like it is. It is not adding any value to your success. It is absolutely zero value towards who it is that you want to become. But wait a second, Gabe. Who is it that I am to become? How do I know what I want to do with my life? There you go. That's my point. You have to put more time, more energy, more commitment towards this vision, who it is that you want to become. And I guarantee you, your body on a physiological level is going to experience all of these emotions generated from these images. The sensory information provided here are going to all spread into your body. You might feel goosebumps, you might feel more energy, you might feel a little bit more like, damn, I suck. And then fired up at some point because you're starting to dig deep, looking within on a deeper level, and your body's going to react. And that's why I say to you that where the mind goes, the body will follow. If you choose to look in the direction of feeling your best self, you will feel your best self. If you choose in the direction to want to accomplish your goals, you will manifest those energies and desires to have happen. You will see them come through. Now, having a vision is just one sensory, guys. One. We have several sensories. The most powerful one is smell. The second one would be our vision. Third is ears, taste, and touch. And then a lot of undocumented discoveries of our sensories is within, as they say, the third eye or the pineal gland. There's also proprioception, which is having awareness of your body and limbs in space, right? Having that understanding. If you close your eyes, it's like, hey, I'm doing this right now. It's going left, it's going right. Cool stuff that people don't really know about. There's a lot of sensory information being processed into our brains. But if you choose to calm the waters and look within truly of who it is that you are, what it is that you want to have happen in your life, and ditch all the stuff that's negative and the things you don't want to have happen, I guarantee you, you're going to notice certain aspects of yourself that are subtle changes. Subtle. It's not going to be like this overnight. Holy shit, I am where I am in life. I'm manifested all these things like right here, right now, right? Notice me, guys. Witness me. I'm currently temporarily residing in my wife's family's home. Temporarily. Why? Because my things are in shipment. Why? Because I'm moving to a home. Why? Because I decided to get a house out here. And it was an investment that I believe I was ready for, and I took it. Why? Because I believed in myself. Why? Because I want to achieve the best version of myself and for me and my family, and to continue growing as a human being, because I know I was meant for greatness. And I'm passing this energy and knowledge to you as a witness here, guys, to let you know that it is possible. Some of you know, man, Tampa, Florida, back in New York, whatever the case is, I was nothing, right? Maybe at the time we looked at one another, we're like, oh, he's just Gabe. It's nothing. But now we look back, all these little thoughts that were planted as seeds are now manifesting itself. So to summarize, focus on what it is that you truly desire. Clarity. That is the theme of this year. Clarity breeds power. And within this vision and these images, I should say, I don't like saying vision or visualize, but it's truly a vision because it's consuming or taking into account of all of the other sensories, right? The smell, the touch, the atmosphere overall, the breeze, right? The wind, the chickens outside, the birds outside, all of that is information, making your image much more vivid. And it's powerful, guys. It is powerful. So remember, where the mind goes, the body will follow. The mind commands, your body takes orders and does what it has to do. That's all for this video. I really hope it finds you well and encourages you to take some time for you and ditch the bullshit around you and focus on you, who it is that you want to be, what it is that you want to become. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid in here. This is your world. No judgment. No one going to judge you but you. Don't be afraid to see and think and smell and touch everything in here on who you want to design yourself to be, and watch it start to take place subtly, little by little. It takes work. It's repetition, and repetition is the mother of skill. I look forward to seeing you in the next one, but as always, train intentionally with maximum effort and be one with the iron.